As President, Vision Keeper, and founder of the Puerto Princesa Water Reclamation and Learning Center Incorporated, it is with great honor and humility that I accept this award and express our thanks for your recognition of our efforts. Our treatment plant is the first combined and septage sewage facility in the Philippines that produces recycled water, undertaken under a public-private partnership model that has proven to rehabilitate the bay. Since the start of our operations, we have treated over 2 billion liters of wastewater and removed more than 2 million kilograms of pollutants for the benefit of over 3 million people, promoting a clean environment, good health, and spurring economic growth responsibly. The award is a recognition of the success of our Pathfinder project and hopefully can serve as an endorsement for other cities and municipalities to consider a new and different way of managing wastewater. Our success in your recognition shows what can be done when the private and public sectors, in this case, my company, JCA 1221 Holdings Inc., represented by my wife, Catherine Asis, and our core team members, Jehremiah C, Marco Magay, and Tommy Doncilla, and our partner, Vivant Hydro Holdings Inc., represented by Mr. Grant Clark and Ms. Margie Ablay, and the City of Puerto Princesa, led by Mayor Lucilio Bayron, and the city's Water District. When these groups align to develop, construct, and operate innovative infrastructure that addresses ecological and environmental concerns, we can achieve sustainable growth and promote the overall general well-being of a community the way its creator intended it to be. Thank you again. To God be the glory, and may He bless us all. The Puerto Princesa Innovative Economical Septage and Sewage Plant started full operations in January 2022 and was expanded in January of 2025. Since the start of full commercial operations, our facility has treated over 2 billion liters of wastewater and removed more than 2 million kilograms of pollutants for the benefit of over 3 million tourists and residents in Puerto Princesa City. Because Puerto Princesa is one of the premier island destinations of the Philippines. The impact of the improvement of the water quality may be best shown by the stories of three persons. The first story comes from a lady named Betty Ke. She is from a family of fisher folk. She resides near the bay and tells us that before we started operations, the bay was very smelly, full of garbage, and was colored black. While they would be able to catch fish, it was not abundant. However, when the plant started operating, she tells us a story that the foul smell of the bay was gone, and the water became clearer with less rubbish, and that her children started to catch more fish. The second story comes from a gentleman named Jerry Lirios. He is a longtime resident of one of the communities surrounding the bay. He observed that since our plant started operations, the canal that carried dirty water from the market became clean, and that the problem of pollution of the bay had been solved. He said because the air in the atmosphere no longer smells bad, more tourists now enjoy the Baywalk area. The third story is a personal one. This is my story. When we first started this project, when we were still doing the feasibility study, I stayed in one of the hotels near the bay, and my room had a balcony overlooking the bay. It was directly in front of the project site, and the bay was there. So I decided to go to the balcony just to check it out. And when I opened the door, oh my gosh, it was very, very smelly. So I had to rush back inside my room, close the door, and it explained why, even though it was a very nice hotel and the rates were reasonable, there were just a few occupants. Fast forward to around 2 years after I stayed in that hotel and we had started operating, I asked my secretary to book me in that same hotel, the same room. And unfortunately, it was occupied. I got the one beside it. But I entered the room and I said, okay, I have to find out if it now smells better or what the atmosphere is like. And when I opened the door, I was very glad. No foul smell, the air was fresh, and I also noticed there were now more hotel guests. More restaurants were also opened by the bay, and there were more activity in the bay. There were people doing Zumba and all of that, no? And since we started operations, the city also started hosting more events and activities that were anchored on the cleanliness of the bay. For me, these three stories demonstrate the impact of our treatment plant for the communities around the bay. We improved the environmental, economic, and even the health conditions of the residents of the city. We improved not just the bay, we also improved lives. Okay, the project contributes to environmental protection and support, particularly for events like the Ironman and even for the Dragon Boat Race, by preventing polluted water from contaminating the bay. And we also release clean water that dilutes the pollutants that are already in the bay, which helps the bay's natural recovery process. Our plant produces treated wastewater that is superior to the requirements under current Philippine standards. So even though our plant treats only a portion of the total wastewater that flows into the bay, maybe just about 20 to 30%, the high quality of the effluent dilutes the pollutants from the untreated outfalls, hastening the recovery. And what is good is a study conducted by scientists from the University of the Philippines, which is a premier university of the Philippines, confirmed that our treatment plant removes a significant volume of waste and also helps clean the bay. Therefore, organizers for events like the Ironman Triathlon, the Dragon Boat Races, can be assured that the water quality would meet required standards because there is a facility designed for that purpose. Considering that, sometimes in another country, it has happened that a triathlon was canceled because of poor water quality. The fact that Puerto Princesa City has our treatment plant gives these event organizers more confidence to hold the events in the bay, which in turn attracts more tourists that benefit the city. It is very relevant because the Philippines is an archipelago with many coastal cities that pose challenges that are unique to its geography, such as vulnerability to typhoons. So, aside from our ability to produce recycled water, several key technical design features were made to address the challenges of Puerto Princesa as a highly urbanized coastal tourist city. The first was to combine septage and sewage treatment into one facility to reduce capital and operating costs, which led to more affordable services. The second design feature was meant to address the action of the tide of the bay, from low tide to high tide, and its resulting variances in the salinity of the wastewater. The third design feature is the ability to be flexible to handle surges in volume of wastewater brought about by fluctuations in tourist arrivals. With more people coming, there will be more wastewater. And the last feature was to make the plant typhoon resilient. The resiliency of our plant to typhoons was best observed when Super Typhoon Odette hit the island of Palawan. We were able to continue operations and was even able to distribute recycled water to areas that had no water because of service interruptions, because of the damage of the typhoon. In a way, our plant was able to demonstrate that in coastal cities where the supply of fresh water is limited, the use of recycled water is a viable alternative for a source of water and is an effective strategy for water security. We really weren't expecting this award, but we are thankful for it. It is our hope that through this recognition, more cities and municipalities will consider adopting our approach of combining septage and sewage treatment that produces recycled water. The award validates our concept and the advantages of undertaking PPPs for infrastructure projects. My company, JCA 1221 Holdings, and our partner Vivant Hydro Holdings Incorporated, together with the city government of Puerto Princesa, led by its dynamic mayor, Lucilo Bayron, has shown a better way of managing wastewater that can serve as a model or a template for others to follow, so that we can restore the environment and pass on to the next generation on Earth, an Earth that is better than when we found it. Hopefully, to the same condition as when our Creator made it.